that's almost 1 millimetre a day. So that's definitely going to help rehydrate the ground. Well, good morning world, and welcome to Tuesday the 18th of October and fertiliser spreading day. Although kind of what we're spreading isn't really a fertiliser, it's more a soil ground conditioner. We had our soil tests done a while ago, got the analysis back, and it revealed that our P from our NP and K was rock bottom. Really low. So the stuff we're going to be putting on today, or my neighbour's going to be putting on today when he gets here, is really to help the ground rather than the grass. I mean, now is not the time to be throwing nitrogen around because days are too short, they're too cold, too dark. Grass isn't really going to grow, and if it does, there's no sugar in it, there's no real value in it. It's just a bulking agent, a filler. So yeah, anyway, I'm just waiting for my neighbour to turn up and for us to start loading his spreader. We're also waiting, apparently, I don't know where they're from. I had a phone call an hour ago, A lady rang up, she said, is that Farmer P? And I said, yeah. She said, we're in Tewkesbury. She said, I'm down here with my young son and he'd love to meet you. Could we drive down? She said, we're going to Cheltenham. She said, but you know, could I drive down? Can we meet you? And I said, yeah, if you want. So we're also waiting for a young visitor. Yeah, I put the hedge trimmer on yesterday, and the first thing I want to do, because I knew Eddie would be coming in out of here, and what a pig this is. Even the tractor, looking left and right, I smashed the hedges down yesterday afternoon. Well, that starts somewhere. Let's start there. So the question is, I just heard a tractor come in. Is it a blue tractor or is it a green tractor? It's a 50-50 chance. Oh, that sounded like a blue tractor door, because it sounded like a tractor door of mine, so I'm going to go blue.
All right, Ian?
Yeah, not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, all right, huh? How many acres we doing?
So it's 57 acres, but I got to take out of that the trees.
Right.
And I got to take out of that the bloody stream, because we can't get too close to the stream down there.
Right.
And the bank. So we're probably taking at least 8 acres off that.
Right.
So you can work on about 50 acres.
Right. Well, if it went 100 kilos, that would be 5 ton.
Yeah. So
let's
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So you might have a little bit extra left over, a bag or so.
That don't matter. A bag. So if it's a whole bag,
yeah,
I don't mind. I could always chuck that somewhere where it's looking a bit sparse next year.
Or you can just, yeah, that's it. Just use it next year.
Yeah. Can't afford to waste any. Yeah, when you come back, biggest problem I got is the freaking sun.
Son, I'll
Yeah.
park over there then.
All right. So I can
right.
see, but just like that.
Yeah,
You know,
I know
put
what
me
you
squint
mean.
up,
I
put me
parked in
squint
the wrong
on.
place. Right, all right. If I go do Pigeon mead, then I know that's 10 acres.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what he comes out at.
All right.
Because I've got him set on 100 from when I done mine.
Oh, have you?
So,
Yeah, I reckon that's gonna be about right.
that should use about 5 ton if we go. If it's 50 acres, we do
Yeah.
roughly.
All right. Okay, lovely job. I'll see you in a minute.
All right. Yeah.
Right, well, he seems to be spinning around there quite happily. I think it's there's no GPS on the tractor. It's one of those things where it's experience rather than electronics that's going to spread that. So it won't be exact, but it's a lot more exact than me going out with a bucket and chucking it out by hand, and a darn sight quicker. Right, when we did the results analysis with Simon, we literally bought enough material to do the whole farm, which is 57 acres, but like I just said to Ed, 8 acres of that at least is probably trees. That includes the wildlife area, and it also includes the bank of the old driving range on the golf course, which I don't want to put any material on. I basically want to keep that area fairly sparse. Might sound counterproductive, but if we're going to ever put a wildflower mix, which I would like to get, we probably will get some wildflower mix, and we will spread some of that by hand up on the bank. We need that area to be less fertile. It's already less fertile because it's all made up ground. That came from subsoil and rubbish from a huge building site in Bristol called Cabot Circus. Well, if you know Cabot Circus, yeah, half of it's in there. So as long as there's no unexploded Second World War bombs, don't think they found any, but you never know. But yeah, so that bank up there, like I said, we try and do a bit for, the farm's got to earn money, it's got to pay for itself, it's got to do what it's got to do. But because this is not my only source of income, the tree company is my main business, I can, where some can't, I can afford to let various bits of the land be less productive. Does that make sense? Most farms have to, I say most, a lot of farms have to really utilize every last inch of land to make every ounce of money, because profit margins and everything else are so tight that they can't afford. Especially on like 60 acres. I mean, to give away like 8 acres of 60 to, I'm not saying to the wildlife, because the cattle still make use of it, they still graze it. They still spend time under the trees. They don't eat as much of the grass under the trees because I don't think it's as palatable. But we're trying to work a bit more, with nature. All this stuff is suitable under EU regulations to be used on organic land, okay? So there's nothing in here that's nasty or unpleasant or toxic or whatever else. Yeah, we can use this, it's on the label somewhere, we can use this in organic farming. Does it say that on there? Where does it say? I'm sure about it. Oh, there you go. May be used in organic production in accordance with Regulation EU 2018-848. I knew I'd read it somewhere. Right, as I've still only got one battery for the drone, I've done the little bit of eddy starting up there. I've set it up, drone's actually on top of the little trailer for a minute. So I'll do a little bit of footage in and around the yard of loading up, and then if I've got enough battery, I'll do a little bit of footage in down there, put a little bit of, I can break the video up with bits of tractor stuff and bits of me yabbering on, and yeah, hopefully it'll be half interesting. Hopefully. I think he's nearly done. Let's see if we can chase him down. Right, much easier to fly this thing in the shade. Where is he? I got a funny feeling he's in the little paddock. Granule? That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Another little wood chip home. Going to be about 3 or 4 from this job they're on today. Yeah, so if that's the first, I just said to Ewan, what do you reckon? I worked on 4 loads and he reckons I'm about right, so they won't finish it today. But that's okay, because I worked out for 14 hours work. We're not going to do that in one day. Is that lumps out of mine or what they already in there? What's a bit pink?
It might be a bit of mud come off the tyres, that
Could
is.
be.
I don't know whether that is. Some of these are lumps in there, look.
Yeah. It's not ready though. I have seen these things with bloody horses' heads of lumps in them before. So
like concrete sometimes.
yeah. Who bent the step?
That wasn't me.
So was it Dad?
No, that was a young lad. I think got a bit close when he was.
Oh, was it?
Out, yeah.
Oh right, yeah. I just admired the bent step. And
Yeah.
I got a little. I got a little bend in my.
Yeah, especially designed that is. At least it's that side. This side is the one we get in and out.
Yeah, you're not going to fall off it, are you?
No. No, it'll be all right.
Right. Okay. We're going to have a bit left over, I reckon.
Well, yeah. What's left acreage? Because I got the one down the bottom on the left.
Yeah.
And you want these 2 paddocks done?
Yeah. So I've opened everything up so you can go up and down in there as well. So there's going to be.
How many acres is that?
Like 10 in all of it.
10. All right. Well, 2 more bags is enough for 12. So.
Yeah.
But
Plus that little bit down there.
Oh yeah.
That little bitty bit down there.
Oh well, we should be just spot on for that.
Yeah.
Because that'd be, as far as I'm concerned, that'd be 480 kilos, which 100 kilo an acre is 48 acres.
Yeah. Okay.
Which ain't far out, is it?
You know, I'll have 2 bags left over, and I can just put them in the storage, can't I?
Well, use them where you think it's a bit poor.
Yeah, next year.
Next time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I've just stolen one of my old man's shipping containers, so I reckon if I make some space in there, I'll put them in there out of the weather.
As long as they're
off the
it's
floor.
dry.
Yeah. Well, they're all right in there, but they're in my way in there, so.
Oh right. Okay.
Well, in my way a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, actually, they're in Abby's way.
Oh.
Because she wants to put her sheep in there.
Well, that's even worse because you get moaned at every 2 minutes.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Yeah.
He said, I think Simon said, the protected nitrogen in that is. Well, when I bought that, was £850 a tonne.
Yeah.
They reckon protected nitrogen next year is 1,500. That's what they're forecasting.
I've heard this, yeah.
So.
I've heard this. Well, I mean, you can't buy it at that because you think. I used to put 100 kilos of nitrogen to the acre.
Yeah.
Right, so now I've been cutting down. I've been cutting down to between 50 and 70 kilos to the acre.
Yeah.
The crops at that, even at 50 kilos, I haven't really seen a lot of difference.
We used T-Max product on the oilseed rape.
Yeah.
And it's you put it in with the seed.
Yes.
Pink Star, it's called.
Yes, I've seen that.
They do another one that goes with maize.
Yes, I've used that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use on this as well.
So.
Physios.
And they reckon, yeah, that's it. And they reckon that. Well, I think that's what that is. At the back of those 2. That's what's going on the grass. When you're finished,
yeah.
I'm going to basically put that on. And
That's right.
Gets the grass going as well.
That's what I've done on my maize fields.
Yeah.
I put that on first, and worked it in, and then drilled it.
Because it wasn't that expensive.
No, that's
in comparison,
cheaper.
it weren't very expensive. I thought, well, if I can get it grass away,
and
if you've got all that muck on there and it's worked down, whatever else, grass should go.
Yeah.
It should go. And if I put that on.
Have you seen our fields up New Road?
Yeah.
They took a while to come up because I had them drilled. Normally I have it. Uncle John puts it on over the top.
Broadcast it.
Overseeding with rake and all that.
Yeah.
But this was actually drilled by Andy with a combination drill.
Okay.
And it went in a lot deeper.
Right.
So it took a longer time to come up. Oh God, the fertiliser's at it or something's
Yeah.
But all of a sudden it's there. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But that had that on it as well. So we'll see what it does.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that that's gonna get going because
that's the idea.
So far, since I've had pigeon mead, I've never, well, maybe 1 or 2 decent crops of grass off of it.
Yeah.
It's always been crap.
Yeah, I know.
So, but then I'm hoping that this is gonna.
Yeah. Well.
Put it right.
Shit. I'm hoping to plaster it and shit. To be honest, Ian.
Yeah.
And then plough it in. Obviously, do the maize, and then redo with the grass.
Well, we ain't going to be cutting any grass off that because it ain't going to grow. It ain't going to So we might graze some of it, but we ain't going to.
There ain't a lot. I went out in a couple of our fields that a few little paddocks that we get given.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's like that.
It's not worth the diesel.
No.
To mess about with it.
No, it's just not worth it.
Mind you, this bit of sunshine now.
I know.
And that bit of rain last night.
It's still ever so mild, mind, isn't it? Really, for the time of year. Our fields have greened up quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, that was a desert out there 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, and if I didn't have the cattle roaming over the whole lot, that would be lovely and green everywhere now. But it's
I must admit, it's short. I got a job to see where I'm going.
It is too short. But the thing is, I haven't got enough grub, so I'm trying to eke the grub out a bit longer.
You're like everyone is.
So it's well, I worked out. I got enough.
I'm quite surprised to see your barn full of hay. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, and we got enough, I reckon, to keep us going to mid-March.
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of okay, but it's mid-April would be happier.
Yes.
If I could have it till mid-April.
Yeah. You don't know what the year's going to bring. If it's
No.
early spring, you'll be all right. If it ain't, you won't.
Well, grub's going to be bloody expensive come February,
don't
March.
start on that. Everyone's trying to tell me all sorts of stories.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to do what we go. We're going to sell it. Well, provided we get clear tests, we've got somebody wants some of our young heifers, so some of that'll take a bit of the pressure off.
Yeah.
And every day they're out there
Yeah.
and not eating a bale is a day I'm not feeding a bale.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, but the thing is, it's one of those things, you graze it off too tight at the end of the year and don't come back.
No, but this is sort of what I've been saying to Mum, but we've been letting our cattle, they're roaming everything now,
Yeah.
just to pick what they pick, and then we give them a bit of grub just to
That's it.
fill them up a bit.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what we're doing the same year. We're giving them a bale in the yard,
yeah,
but they're on like a bale every other day
yeah,
and then picking.
yeah,
But while they're in, I've got 2 bales
yeah,
at both ends because there's too many cattle in there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the shed. But yeah, so I'm going to use a couple of bales this week. But then I'm hoping the grass, if this weather stays like it is, there'll be another bite out there.
yeah. Well, depending
It's
on
all like this, isn't
weather,
it?
Yeah.
You know, they say we're the biggest gamblers in the world.
Oh yeah, we are, Ian. I mean, you know, sometimes it's like everything. People buying cattle, that's a gamble because you buy cattle 12-month-old, you don't know what you're going to sell them for in a year's time.
We don't know what the market's going to be.
No, you don't. You don't have
Yeah.
a clue. And it's exactly same with putting corn in the ground.
Yeah.
You put the corn in the ground, you don't know whether the weather is going to let it grow all right,
Yeah.
and you don't know what you're going to get for the price of it at
No.
the end of the day. So it's all madness, really.
Well, unless you forward sell it, but then there's a risk in that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you forward sell it. Sometimes you hit lucky and you get a better price, and sometimes you think, oh shit, I wish I'd never done that.
Yeah, I know 1 or 2 people lost £150 a tonne this year
Well, I don't doubt it.
on the wheat. So
Yeah.
we didn't do ours. So and our oilseed rape's still in the shed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that stuff has gone through the roof, hasn't
Yeah. Well, it went through the roof, then it's come back down. Now it's creeping. We reckon by Christmas.
it? It go back up.
Well, we've put 700 quid a tonne. Once it reaches 700 quid a tonne, goes.
Yeah.
If it reaches 750 quid a
Yeah,
tonne.
well,
But it's in the bins. It's being ventilated.
Yeah.
It's can't do no harm.
no.
It's we did really well at it actually. So we got what did we get? About 2.4 tonnes the acre
Did you? That's good, isn't it?
off of rape. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were really.
Well, people sort of stopped growing it here because of the fruit
Bloody-
fly, because they changed that spray, didn't they?
Oh, it's a flea beetle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
that's it.
fruit fly, flea
Cabbage
beetle,
stem
so-
flea beetle, little
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah, he had everything, didn't
Yeah, he
was
did.
a hungry bastard.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, well, and people stopped growing it. Martin stopped growing it, and I know Simon Cox,
Yeah.
he stopped growing it. But I know he's growing it again this year. So
Yeah.
he's had 2 years out, but he's growing it again. Because people, I don't know, they're doing something else to...
Well, there's different hybrids now, and the other thing is to get it in early.
Yeah.
Get the wheat off and get the rape in next day or a couple of days later. And the other thing we found was putting that human shit on it.
Right.
Beetles don't like that.
Don't they?
They don't like it. So
Yeah.
if you can get that on,
Yeah.
spread it, disc it in,
Yeah.
and then that's what we did on our lot. And yeah, we got a hell of a crop off of it.
Yeah.
So-
I've heard other stories that you grow some other crop in with the rape.
A nurse crop.
Yeah, and the flea beetle don't like it or something, or don't recognise it as food, and they
Yeah.
carry on by. Or
I've
something.
heard of clover, oats.
Oh,
I think somebody put oats in there.
Yeah.
Of all sorts of different things because
Yeah.
apparently it's got something to do with either the green manure when you finish it and you chop it, the manure will go. But I don't know quite how the oats side of it works. I mean, are they like a sterile oat that doesn't seed?
Oh, God knows. I don't know. I'm not a corn farmer, so I don't really know.
Well, nor am
but
I. I only pretend to be.
Yeah. It's just what
Yeah.
I get told by
Yeah.
different people.
Someone asks me a question, I go and ask Reg. Yeah. And then I pretend I knew all along. I'm very intelligent. So, right, I better get these bags on.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. More than that should do it.
yeah. Well, I reckon that's worked out pretty much spot on. The timing of everything, with the TB, my neighbour Eddie putting our fertiliser on, the weather. That's pretty much all my ducks have lined up in a row beautifully. Yeah, we had a bit of rain last night. The ground's moist. This stuff's going to go on and hopefully start working more or less straight away. Cattle will have to stay in for a few days. I won't put them back out on freshly tilled ground. Probably 3 or 4 days. Probably going to be the weekend, I think, actually, before they go back out. That'll be okay. That might give the grass a bit of respite. The bottom left-hand fields, the fact that both bottom fields will probably be shut off again. I'm only going to give them just the avenue, this bit here. We need, especially the bottom left, they liked it out there a lot, and they've grazed that tight. In fact, Eddie was saying he's having some trouble seeing his wheel marks out there to guide his depths. So hopefully be okay. But anyway, it looks like we've over-ordered a bit on the till. That doesn't matter. Those 2 bags left over will be put away. We can find somewhere safe to put those. And if we have some patches of ground next year that kind of need a bit extra, then I've got it. It'll be bought and paid for. It'll be all done. So Eddie will be back in the spring to put on the fertiliser. That's 20% nitrogen in that, which will hopefully get the grass going. And then we'll see how we get on. And actually, we've worked the same acreage out on that, so I should have 2 bags of that left over, which means that maybe a bit later in the year we can put a second covering on some of the ground. If I have 1.2 tons left over, and I put I don't know, say 50 kilos, half hundredweight to the acre on there, we can probably do those 2 bottom fields again. Just give them a second dose. So I'm not sending it back. I'm keeping it. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's not money in the bank because I've spent it, but yeah, grass in the bank, hopefully, if we get some decent weather and no more droughts or monsoons. If everything's perfect, it'll work great. Well, we must have a quick look while we're out here. Where you go? It didn't fly. Down there. And he's wriggling. Ugh. So I'm kind of hoping that week, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, I'll have all my hedge trimming that needs to be done finished, completed. That can come back off, and I'll come down here with the chain arrows. I mean, failing that, I do also have the 695, so I could put the harrows on that. It will pull them. Right, that gate's shut, so I don't need to go in there. So we'll see. Come next year, we'll see if this was worth the expense.